Welcome back to the Contributor Corner for Run Radio. Elise Ellis, certified real estate planner with Keller Williams. What do you have for us today?
Well, Trina, I want to talk about the importance of wills and trusts. And I will preface this by saying I am not an attorney. Okay. I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Missouri, and I am going off of my experiences. And if at any point you do need an attorney, I have several that I can refer you to. Okay.
Yeah,
Just disclaimer.
disclaimer.
Importance of wills and trusts. Here's the thing, you guys. When we pass and we pass without a will or without a trust in process or in place, our estate then goes into probate. And probate is a process through the court system where they're going to look at your estate and evaluate everything and tell you what you can keep and what you can sell, when you can sell it, all those type of things. Probate can go, it's not a short process, you guys. It's a minimum 6-month process. It can go years. I bet the average is somewhere usually between 18 and 24 months. And what happens at the end of that 18 to 24 months is the families have been spending a lot of money with court costs and attorney's fees. So the question is, how do you avoid probate? Well, the simple answer is you need to have a will to avoid probate. And by having a will, it's going to tell you, your heirs, exactly what your wishes are. If you have a house, who's the house going to go to? If you have a car, who's the car going to go to? All your jewelry that you've accumulated all your life, it's going to tell your personal representative. We used to call that executor, but it's now called a personal representative. It's going to tell your personal representative how to disperse your possessions. Okay. That's the bare minimum you need, is a will. If you, well, let me back up. A lot of people might think that I don't need a trust. I don't have a high net worth. If your net worth is $100,000 minimum, which if you've been following the real estate market, you know that houses have appreciated about 45% in the last 3 to 4 years. So if you have $100,000 net worth, and I can help you determine your net worth because I have a net worth calculator, then you're probably going to need a trust. And to do a trust, we need to get you in connection with an estate planning attorney. Yeah. And it's not going to just be the trust. They're going to have the advanced directive. They're going to have power of attorneys. They're going to have everything you need to make sure your estate is in place. So that when you do pass, your family doesn't have to worry about anything. It's all taken care of, and you can avoid probate, and the government doesn't get your money. Right. So there's a couple different ways to go about it. I would really like to sit down and visit with anybody who doesn't have a will or a trust, and let's get you connected with an attorney who can do that for you.
And I want to drive this home, and I feel like I'm doing this probably to tell my own self as much as anybody else that needs to hear it. I feel like this is something we often put off and think that we can do it later, or we wait until whatever. But when something happens at the drop of a hat, or you do get sick and you have other things to worry about besides this, if we do this now, is taken care of. But back to the age thing, what is the best age? When's the time to do this?
Now is the best age. Let me give you a little personal experience. In August of 2020, my mom and dad were in Breckenridge, Colorado. They were actually at the time in Silverthorne, Colorado, which is just down the road. They spend their summers in Breckenridge because it's cool and no mosquitoes. But they were at lunch and my mom had a stroke. They put my mom in airlifted. They put her in an ambulance and took her to the hospital in Frisco, Colorado. And then they airlifted her to Denver, to a stroke center in Denver. And my dad knew that in their RV, somewhere in their RV, they had all their documents. They had the advanced directive. They had power of attorney. They had everything in there. So he ran, as mom was being lifted to Denver, he ran to the RV and grabbed the paperwork. Then he noticed the date on the paperwork. It was 2017. I'm sorry, it was before that. It was way before that. And then he remembered that in 2017 that they had revisited and updated things. Yeah. And when we got to reading the paperwork, the advanced directive said no extraordinary measures no extraordinary life-saving measures beyond the normal.
Mm.
So they went in and they removed the blood clot in my mom's head brain. And at that point, they put her on life support. And because we're in the middle of COVID, right? And I couldn't get there because my husband had just tested positive for COVID. So we were all like hunkered down and everything. So they put her on life support, and then the discussion started. What are mom's wishes? What really are her wishes? Well, her wishes were she didn't want to live in a vegetable state or without the ability to take care of herself. So because we had the document that we could show the doctors in the four corners of the legal document of her advanced directive, we knew what we could do and what we could proceed with and what her wishes were. And it really took the weight and the decision making off of our shoulders and off of our hearts, because we had the paperwork that said, nope, this is what she wants.
Yeah.
And that's the power and the importance of having your estate planned. And if you haven't done it, then you need to do it, and you need to do it now so that it's done before a crisis situation happens, like what happened to my parents. They were in a crisis situation.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that story. Y'all get in touch with Elise Ellis, certified real estate planner. You can learn more about her and follow along at runradio.net.
Thank you.
Thank you.